What is up, guys? This is the Samurai Genius with the next video episode in the Python tutorial series. In this episode, we're going to be learning about if statements. If and else if statements. This is used basically as control flow. If a condition is met, then do this. Otherwise, do this condition. Else, if none of those conditions apply, then do this as a default. So joining me is one of my students, GameZone.
Yeah, it's me, dudes.
Alright, so he will be asking questions, which will help, and if some beginners have questions, he will probably ask them, and we can kind of make it work out. So, first we're going to learn about if statements. So, if statements is the first clause. So you type in if, and then you type in whatever condition you want. So, I don't know, let's do 1 is less than 2. So, if 1 is less than 2, then you put a colon, then you press enter, then you do whatever you want to do. Then we can do like a print statement, and then print, I don't know, 1 is, 1 is greater than 2. Alright, we save this, and we basically open up our terminal, and we run this in our terminal. So, you can either just right-click and do it, but, I'm just gonna write Python, so you go like this, run Python file. And it's doing it, but yay, 1 is greater than 2. But let's say if we put 3 is greater than 2. Well, that's not true. So what do you think will happen, GameZone?
It might not work. It'll probably say a problem.
Okay, so let's try this out. It just doesn't print anything. So we're close that it might not work out. But it won't give an error because it's just this condition hasn't been met. See, if 3 is greater than 2, then it will print out. Otherwise, it will just do nothing. So then, we can just do print, I don't know, 1 is not greater than 2. Okay, so if you save this, and then run it again, then it shows 1 is not greater than 2. So this is a simple if statement. It only has one condition. What if we want more than one condition? Then we would use something called elif, which is short for else if. So this is saying, if 3 is less than 2, then print this. Otherwise, check if the elif statement, the condition is true. So we'll do 1 is less than 2. So this is true. So, first, let's just do a print, I don't know, 1 is not, I don't know, let's just do, hello. Yeah, that works. Alright, so, what this code will do, when the computer sees it, will say, okay, if 3 is greater than 2, then do this. Well, 3 is not greater than 2. Sorry, 3 is not less than 2. So, I'm gonna skip this and go to the next statement. Oh god. But in the next statement, we have 1 is less than 2. Well, the computer thinks, well, that's true. So I'm gonna print this. But if this was not true, then it would go to the next statement. If there is no statement, then it'll go to the default code, which it can either be done as else, and then whatever condition, else, colon, I don't know, print, hello, or hello, I don't know what that is. So, this is the default thing. If none of these top things work out, then do this. You can either do this, or you can just do something underneath it. Because once the if statement is done, then it will do whatever you want. So print hula. I don't know what that is.
Wait, so I just realized something. If you're an OG Scratch player or just play Scratch, you understand that the if and then the else. It's basically like the if, then, and the else block after it.
Yeah, it's basically like that block if you've done Scratch, which I recommend you should. And there are great tutorials on GameZone's channel, link in the description. And it's basically the same thing, except in this, we're doing text, and in that, it's a block. So in this, we have like the if-then. So the then thing is just represented by this colon. So after that, whatever we do is done. If this condition is not true, then we go to the next one. That makes sense, right, GameZone?
Yes.
Alrighty. So, let's run this out. Let's save it and run it. So, first, it goes through this, which it's not true. 3 is not less than 2. Then it goes to the elif, which 1 is less than 2. It works. So, it prints out hello. And it doesn't need to go to the elf because it already found this. So, it skips anything below that. And then it goes to this, which says print hulo. So, that is how if statements work. So, now,
what if you wanted to set to an if statement?
Set to an if statement?
Yeah, like how it's 1 right now in the what's currently. How do you change the 1?
The 1? Oh, you just go like this, and then you change it. But if you wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, you could actually use variables. Do like a equals 10. So we can do this. We can do a and a. So if a is equal to 10, then a is not less than 2, and a is not less than 1. So it has to print hilo, or I don't know what that is. And then I'll print hulo, I don't know.
Yeah,
because it's exited.
It's 2 different kindergartners spelling Halo. 2 different kindergartners.
So if we save this and run it, we see it prints this thing, I don't know what it is, and then this. So now you've probably understood the concept of if statements. And if statements is a pretty easy concept to grasp. If something is true, then do blah blah blah. Otherwise, if this statement is true, then do blah blah blah. If none of those statements are true, then do this blah blah blah. So let's just X out this out. So you might be wondering, why would you ever use if statements? Well, we could use if statements in like making games, as GameZone has in probably one of his videos. And when you're making a game, you need to know, like, has this player collided with this other sprite thing? Then you need to know when they collide. And if they collided, then you want something to happen. And if they don't collide, then you want something else to happen. So that's the application of these. So now it's time for our challenge. It's the challenge. Alright guys, here is the challenge for this video. So in this challenge, it's going to be similar to the first video's challenge. If you remember how to switch the variables, it's very similar. You have 2 variables, a equals 10, b equals 12. What you want to do is you want to write an if statement. When if a is less than b, then switch the values of a and b. If it's not, then make a equal to 15. So this is optional. I prefer if you would do it because it's more practice and you can actually absorb more of it. But if you don't want to, it's fine. And if you can't figure it out, I'll be sharing the solution in the next video. So I hope I see you in the next video, and please like, subscribe, and share this with anyone you want. And yeah, I'll see you next time.